Okay, back again. Alright, so I gave this a little bit of thought, reflecting on some of the problems I had with how things looked. And in particular, I'm going to tap the mic a few times and see if it pops up. There it is. In particular, these not a numbers that we would see. That usually indicates some sort of precision error somewhere. But that was bugging me a little because 23 bits or 24 bits, if we square that, that won't fit in an integer, such as one of these. And we're doing a squaring operation here. So I was playing around a little bit. And it doesn't really take much to get some numbers that actually start looking a bit reasonable. I'm going to tap the mic a few times again. And this number's maybe a bit low, maybe. But these look pretty reasonable. Now, if you look a little close, that's not the only problem here. It should be man, it's easier to write this in hex. Like that. No, I think that was right. Well, either way, the bigger problem with what's going on is that taking the mean energy is just not really what you want to do when computing gain. Because if you think about it, gain, at least what I intend to use it for and what I think a lot of people use it for in a microphone, gain is really about where the microphone peaks. Right? Like that's what you want to know. Where does it peak? What's the highest energy? And so dampening it out with all the dead air that it usually exists within, I guess this is within a frame, I suppose, isn't really conceptually what I want to do. So let's switch this over from taking the mean to taking the maximum. Do we want to square it? Let's just start by taking the maximum. That easily fits within an integer. This is not really RMS here. It's kind of just energy, maybe. What did I get rid of? I think I got rid of this. Okay. Flying by the seat of our pants on this one. Okay. Okay, this is looking a bit more reasonable, except for the positive numbers. So we want 16 bytes. Okay, maybe. All right, I'm going to tap the microphone a few times. Okay, we got up to -3, -4. Okay, these numbers look pretty solid. this looks basically what I was expecting. So I think we're going to say we have the gain now. And now it's time to take all of this experimentation, everything that we learned, and put it into the UI. We didn't end up doing this. Maybe we'll do it later, but I don't really want to do it now. It's been a while since we've done any UI work, and we shouldn't neglect it. Okay, let's bring our UI back into things. Let's get rid of this display all devices. We'll re-enable the UI. Okay. Oh, you can see we have a warning here. We might as well try and fix it. I mean, we can, but really the way to fix it is to just cast it to the return type. Okay, and then you're complaining about this. This is a warning as well. Nope. We might as well try and stick to the standard. No. We'll come back to that later. Okay, cool. I might as well fix this. What is it whining about? That it's not big enough? Okay, and no warnings. All right, cool. All right. So the first thing that we want to do, at some point we'll have to decide if we're even going to bother considering, well, this is a lot of space. Oh, I did 20 time. Okay. If we even want to bother considering the libav filter virtual input device, because it's not a real device, and it's not clear if there's any value in selecting it as an input device. I guess maybe if you have filters that generate noise or something. Or maybe you can have filters. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's value. We'll keep it in for now, and I don't think I'll ever use it, so I might end up disabling it, but at least for completeness, for now, we'll keep it in so we can at least see the flow of selecting between different options. We'll bring that back up. Okay. So how do I want this to look? So we'll say, at least to begin with, we'll have this screen be just for audio. So we're not going to bother with dealing with the positioning of video elements and audio elements together. For now, we'll just consider this screen to be solely audio, because I think I do want 3 different views. I want kind of like an overview with the video and audio where you can just kind of see how things are from a monitoring perspective, like just what is being shown, I guess, for the video, and I guess really just your gain for the mic, I suppose, is the only thing that I would want to see. I'm not sure, but I want one view that's just for monitoring. It's not for, or maybe there's some basic selection. but one view that is essentially monitoring, and then I want a view that is solely devoted to video and one that's solely devoted to audio, and those views can maybe have more options on them, or more options that are one click away, I suppose. Maybe all the options should still be accessible from the monitoring view, but maybe they're not one click away. Maybe you have to click through a few menus or something. Okay, so let's think about just the audio view. What do we want? For one, I definitely want this, just gonna unplug something. I definitely want this gain meter. That's why I started with all this in the first place. So where do I want to put it? Maybe I just want to have a big, well, the question is, do I want something vertical? How many do I want? Do I want a bunch in a row? Like, do I want to be able to record from 6 devices and have, a vertical gain meter here, a vertical gain meter, a vertical gain meter? Or do I just want 1 or 2 here? And then what other options do I even want? I guess I want filters. I want record, like an on-off switch, like or a record button, I guess. Maybe like a loop back or something. Or yeah, like a button to take it in and out of the current mix, something like that. I could do something purely decadent and put in like a waveform sound graph up here. That would be of the final mix. We'll think about that. That'd be pretty pointless, but maybe that's an interesting option to look at, or a spectrogram or something. I don't know, something hedonistic up the top. But down the bottom, I want this gain selection, but I want some way to be able to switch between different devices, whether they're all just kind of listed and maybe you toggle them individually, or maybe like a plus button that adds more. I guess one question is, for a device to be recording, do I want to demand that it appears in the audio screen? Because that will change some of the flow of how we lay things out, I guess. I think for now, the answer is yes. I think for now, any device that is currently being mixed, I suppose, has to appear here. Let's start by, okay, let's maybe parameterize this by region. So we'll have a region somewhere on the screen, and then we'll have a function which draws the gain meter within that region. So we can kind of parameterize where exactly it'll go and how big it'll be, which will allow us to get started, and then it won't be too bad to change things later on by just changing where that region is and how big it is. Okay, gotta get my music on before we start doing some serious work. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, all right. Okay, so we want to begin with draw gain meter, and we want a region which is a raylib concept. I don't think it's just a vector 2, but we can of course use it. Possibly a rectangle.